Hi guys, so 13th of June. How are we all doing in this heat? Refrain from saying the word lovely there because I'm not finding it very nice at the moment. It is just too hot in the UK for me right now. But I do find that anything over 25 tends to be too hot, and it's been in the 30s, so it's going to be very, very hot right now. So, Sonia to Coquette's Trust Your Vibes deck for our overview card. And then we have Stephen D. Farmer's Earth Magic Oracle cards for your main reading this week. As always, this is a general reading, so take what you can from it and disregard the rest, or save it for a later date. I quite often find people coming up to me and going, oh, do you know what, it refers to me more now than it did then. So, who knows? So our overview card is Back to Basics. So what is it that we have? It's almost as though we're overthinking things and we've overcomplicated it. But again, this is the overview card. So with that in mind, we will get on with the other ones. So Sanctuary, Cave. Whenever I get this card in a reading, I say you need alone time. And a lot of people freak at that. They're like, oh no, I can't be on my own, I can't be on my own. Actually, this is where you learn who you are. This is where you learn to be happy with yourself and your own company, as opposed to relying on other people. This is all about self-reliance this week. So back to basics. Sanctuary is literally paring it back so that you are the only one. I mean, I'm not talking about neglecting, your family, your job, anything like that, but getting back to the point whereby, excuse me, you can enjoy being in your own headspace. And that's what we've got this week. Then we have vulnerability, which kind of goes hand in hand. When I said that people freak when I tell them they need alone time, a lot of people do feel very, very vulnerable with it. They do feel very exposed. And actually, this is a good thing. It's on the other side of fear is growth. Okay, so we need to get through that fear so that we can be a better version of the person that we were today, yesterday, last week, last month. Being alone is something a lot of people fear, but being happy inside your own head is not something to fear. Being happy inside your own space is not something to fear. It is something to, well, for me, it was something to attain. Again, I appreciate not everybody is the same, but it's one of those, we need to be able to strip everything back this week. This is why you've got your Back to Basics cards. We need to look at, are we sleeping enough? Are we checking in on ourselves enough? Are we eating the right food? It's all that sort of thing. I mean, there's been this whole outcry recently about UPFs, something I've been going on about for a while, but it's recently, it's in the news, and Robert Kennedy Jr. and all of this, and yeah, Google it. So our last one is effortless. So while we've got these and people are freaking out about them, actually, this is the state that it should be in. This is, with these here, it's saying there's a bit of work. There is a bit of work to be able to put into the fact that we are effortless. We are effortless beings. And we should be. We shouldn't be overthinking everything. We shouldn't be overanalyzing everything. We should just, do you know what? If we have food, shelter, warmth, which we have a lot of at the moment, if we can care about ourselves in lieu of having anybody else to care about us, this is where we need to be at the moment. So We had the self-love card come out. When was that? Was that last week or the week before? Kind of ties in with that for me. This is the ultimate, or perhaps not the ultimate, but it is very high up there on the self-love. Is the getting back to being okay in your own space, being okay in your own head, being able to sit in silence and actually enjoying it, being able to sit in silence and actually looking forward to being like that, looking forward to having that. And yeah, okay, so it might take a bit of work to do, and it's going to take a bit of adjustment. But if we can stop overthinking it, if we can get out of our own heads and just be in the now, then it's going to become effortless. It will become second nature almost. It's one of those things that it will become exactly what we need it to be when we need it the most. So stop overthinking, stop overdoing, stop overanalyzing, stop over anythinging this week, and take it back to, do you have food, shelter, care? And I think self-care is the key for it this week, because we have the sanctuary card and we have the vulnerability card. And we know that a lot of people are vulnerable on their own, but do you know what? You don't have to be vulnerable inside your own head. If there is something that you are scared of, we need to work through this, okay? It is something that needs to be addressed, because you cannot live in a place of fear. It's one of the Reiki precepts, isn't it? Just for today, do not fear. And that's what your vulnerability is. It is a fear. So being able to address that, being able to live comfortably with yourself, by yourself, needing nothing from anybody or anyone or anything, and it will become effortless. We know there's going to be work. We know it's not going to be flick a switch. Oh, look, I'm okay. It's fine. Things aren't like that. The human being isn't like that. But if we can remember the back to basics, stop overthinking, stop overanalyzing, just letting things flow effectively, I think that is going to be the best thing that we can do this week. And I've just turned over the top card of the Earth Magic ones, and I have ebb and flow. So letting everything come and go as it needs to. We've got a lot of water in these cards again, so it is an emotional time. We know this is an emotional thing for you, an emotional upheaval. I get the feeling some of you are waiting on news, and this is the time where you need to assess what it is that you want to hear and what it is that you've been told, and you need to be able to reconcile those two. Not sure what news. I'm not getting anything. I'm seeing messengers. So, like Hermes and people like that. This is what I'm seeing. So there are messages that are flying around. And do remember, I think we have Mercury in retrograde at the minute. So don't get the wrong end of the stick. Regroup, rethink, and just strip it back to whatever we need. But let it go. Let it go with the ebb and flow. Just come and go as it should do. And it will become effortless. Yes, there will be fear, but you can move through that. You can get to the other side. And as always, if you need help, shout on here. There's a whole community of us. Somebody will have a little piece of advice that will just click everything into place for you. Okay, guys, this is all I'm getting for now. I will see you next week. Bye for now.